Hello everybody, this is Mr. Rob and welcome back to episode number 90 of the Houston Astros franchise here on MLB The Show 20. Today it is the ultimate deciding Game 5 of the 2021 ALDS between the Chicago White Sox and the Houston Astros. The series is tied up at 2 apiece. The winner of this one will go to the ALCS to face the New York Yankees. The loser of this one will go home, so it's all or nothing here at Minute Maid Park. Take a look at how the series has gone so far. Chicago won Game 1 and Game 3. Houston have won Games 2 and 4, so if we continue that trend, we might see a Chicago winner. We'll have to wait and see him play the games, though. Here is the lineup for this one. White Sox lineup is the same. Astros lineup practically the same you saw in Game 4, except Diaz got bumped down to the number 9 spot. So if you're excited for this one, make sure you leave a like and subscribe down below, especially if you want more franchise content. It is Game 5, do or die. Here we go. Justin Verlander on the mound for Houston. He was the pitcher back in Game 1. Had a rough Game 1 as he gave up 5 earned runs in 5 innings. But we're calling on the 2-time Cy Young winner again here in crunch time. Starling Marte leads us off for Chicago, and it's the 0-1 pitch to Marte, and he grounds it up the middle. Diaz will field it cleanly and throw him out at first. 1 away in the top of the first. DJ LeMahieu up next. He's been pretty solid this series. 2-1, chopper right side. Bell fields it, flips it over to Verlander covering, and there is your second out. Yohan Moncada up next. He's down 3-0. And he's going to swing on 3-0 and ground it against the shift, but Diaz or Bregman does field it. So that'll be a 1-2-3 for the Sox. On the mound for them will be Lucas Giolito, who also had a pretty rough Game 1, but still going to be called upon here in Game number 5. They will start off against Jose Altuve in 278 so far. No homers yet this series, but he is still your leadoff man. First pitch from Giolito. Altuve is going to try to lay down a bunt. We've seen this plenty of times. Giolito gets to it, fires, and throws him out at first. It is a close play, but he was out by a half a step. Next batter is Avisail Garcia, the Game 2 Grand Slam hero. And he walks on a full count, putting him on first for Alex Bregman. And there's a pitch on a 1-1 that gets away from Grandal. Avisail Garcia will move up to second, so that'll be a wild pitch against Giolito. Maybe a little bit of Game 5 nerves. He will walk Bregman, so the pass ball doesn't matter that much, as runners will be on first and second anyway, but he's got to settle down. Yordan Alvarez up next. 1-0 to Alvarez. He gets a fastball down the middle and sends it the other way. No doubt about this one. And the Astros waste no time getting on the board here in Game number 5. Alvarez with another first inning homer. He did it back in Game 4. He does it here in Houston in Game 5. 3-run blast, 369 the other way. And just like that, Chicago's in the hole 3-0. Still only 1 out in the inning. Josh Bell at next, 3-1, slaps a fastball into the right field corner. Nice turn on that pitch. He will have a 1-out double as he gets into second base. I'll bring up the next batter, Josh Reddick, who's played very well this series. 1-2, and he's going to check his swing, but yeah, I think he went around. So that'll be strikeout for the first of the day for Giolito. And then the next batter, Springer, hits a perfectly hit ball into left center, and it actually clears the wall. Another home run in the inning. Springer with a 2-run shot. He has struggled this ALDS, which is why he got moved down to the 7th spot. But he's starting to find his footing here in this role. 2-run blast, 404, and the Astros are up 5-0. They're ready to close this one out. They're not playing around today. Stubbs up next. First pitch swinging. He hits it into center, but it will be caught. So the explosive first inning comes to an end for the Astros. So now Verlander's got a 5-0 lead to play with, and he's going to get a nasty strikeout to start the second inning. Tim Anderson up next. Full count Anderson. He looks at strike 3 as well. Back-to-back strikeouts for Verlander. Brings up Nomar Mazara. He's hit very well. 3 home runs this series, but 2-2 grounder to Altuve, fields it cleanly. And that's a 1-2-3 in the top of the second. So here's Diaz, who's hitless in the ALDS, and he's going to be hitless no more. Slaps the fastball the other way into right. His first hit of the series. That's exciting to see. You know, he's very happy to get that monkey off his back. So top of the lineup now, Altuve gets a nice hanging curve to drive, but he gets just underneath it. And he'll be caught by Jimenez out in left. And that'll bring us to Avisail Garcia once more. 2-2 to Garcia, and he looks at strike 3, fastball low. Could have gone the either way, so don't hate that call too much. And then a fastball down the middle for the MVP, and he gets underneath it. So a little bit of lucky there for Giolito, but it's a scoreless second for both sides. Now top 3, Abreu's going to lead us off, and he's going to put this one into the right field corner as deep as you can, as Reddick finally gets this one. And he'll have a leadoff double. That's the first hit of the day for the White Sox. So they got to start chomping at this lead. Yasmani Grandal, though, swinging and missing on the high fastball. That's strike 3. Luis Robert up next, 1-2. Also swinging and missing, this time on the slider. Verlander came to play today. Starling Marte now full count up to him, and he pops up into shallow right. Reddick will get there, and the White Sox have no runs through 3 innings. Here's bottom 3 with a 3-run shot man, Alvarez, and he will draw the leadoff walk. Giolito not giving him anything to hit. Josh Bell up next, 1-0, hits this one up the middle. Nice slide by LeMahieu to stop it. They're not going to get the double play, but that was a good defensive work to at least get one. Now Josh Reddick, first pitch swing in. He's going to pop this one into shallow third base foul territory, and that'll be the second out of the inning. George Springer up next, also homer, and he's going to hit a perfectly hit ball right up the middle. And it eats up center field Starling Marte, so runner will advance to third. So we got runners on the corners, 2 away, and that'll actually do it for Giolito. Not going to hold them in the game any longer. This is going to be an early bullpen game for the White Sox. Alex Colon comes out of the pen. He's had a rocky series so far in his defense, so we'll see how he does here. He just needs 1 out, and Stubbs, though, will slap it into right field. That'll be the 6th run of the ball game for the Astros. And that'll take us to the 9-hitter. Ledmus Diaz going to get his 2nd hit of the series. Good contact, but not deep enough, so he will fly out. But the Astros extend their lead to 6. It's time to get on the horse if you're the Chicago White Sox. No need, I wouldn't say panic yet, but you got to start putting together some runs. We've seen in the previous series they can do it, as LeMahieu tries to get it started in the 4th, but he's unable to. Fly out to Springer in center. Yohan Moncada up next. First pitch to him, and he's going to hit this one to right. Josh Bell, who flips it to Verlander. That's the 2nd out of the inning. And the next batter, Jimenez, first pitch to Jimenez as well, and he lines this one deep to center. Verlander gets a 3-pitch inning against the 2, 3, and 4 hitters. Don't tell me Verlander's not on his A game today. Bottom 4 now. Astros still looking for more runs. Altuve slaps the leadoff hit into right field, so he's on first base. Astros not done hitting. 1-1 now Garcia, and he hits it on a line right at LeMahieu. Perfect contact. LeMahieu was in the right place at the right time. Bregman up next, 2-1. He also hits perfect contact, but this one's not staying in the park. It's out of here. Just like that, a 2-run blast for Alex Bregman, the AL most valuable player. He has hit plenty of balls this series. You can see the fans, plenty of towels flying. And that extends this lead even more. It is 8-0 Astros. Alvarez wants to go back to back, but he hits it just shy of the wall, so that'll be the 2nd out of the 4th. And then Josh Bell up next, full count to Bell, and he's going to take a look at strike 3. That was a nice cutter by Colon. But he surrenders 2 in the 4th. White Sox back up at the plate again. Anderson looking foolish on that inside fastball. That's the 5th strikeout for Verlander. Now 2-0 to Mazzara. He gets a curveball and just smashes it into the ground. Altuve will throw him out at first. 2 away in the 5th. Jose Abreu's turn. 2-2 to Abreu, swinging and missing on the fastball. Justin Verlander, 5 scoreless innings. In the 5th for the White Sox, they're going to bring in the lefty Zach Britton, who also hasn't had a very good series. 13.50 ERA for him. He'll start off against Josh Reddick, lefty on lefty matchup, but he walks him on 5 pitches. So another leadoff batter for the Astros. That'll bring us to Springer. And on 1-1, he grounds it to the first baseman. That is a 3-6-3 double play. So both runners out. And then Garrett Stubbs up next, 2-1, lefty on lefty again. He gets him to ground out to LeMahieu. So Zach Britton does his job in the 5th. Now let's go top 6, Yasmani Grandal. He has been plenty of problems for us in this series. 3-1 to him, but he grounds to Bell, so he's 0 for 2 on the day as well. Astros, Verlander only giving up 1 hit so far. Luis Robert up next. First pitch swinging, also flies out to right. Still cannot get a base runner. How it's Sterling Marte's turn. 0 for 2 on the day, and he gets it into right field. So there's the second hit of the day for the White Sox. A 2-out single in the 6th. Here's a look at Verlander's numbers, by the way. 2 hits, 6 Ks through 5 2/3. Only 68 pitches. Now at 73 pitches, he's going to get LeMahieu to ground out to end the 6th. So he will probably come out for the 7th. Bottom 6, though, for the Astros. Got to get through their inning. That's another leadoff batter. A leadoff walk for Britton. Top of the order now, Altuve. He gets plunked on the inside slider. I don't think it was on purpose. Altuve doesn't. He thinks otherwise, but I'm not going to lie. A lot of people nowadays don't really care what Altuve thinks. But Garcia gets plunked as well. So back-to-back hit by pitches for Zach Britton. Maybe he does have a little personal agenda. But that loads the bases with nobody out, and Bregman's going to bring another one home. So it is 9-0 Houston. Bases still loaded. Surprised Britton's even still in the game. He's going to go up against Alvarez, doing a 2-2 strikeout on the splitter. I guess they wanted the lefty-lefty matchup. But now it's one away. Josh Bell up next, 3-1. Hits it right at Abreu. So despite bases loaded, nobody else, the Astros only get one. Not that they really need any more runs, but it's, it would have been nice to have a little bit more. In the 7th, Verlander still in the game. 3-1 first batter flies out to right. And then Eloy Jimenez up next. First pitch to him. He hits it right up the middle. Almost hits Verlander. But Altuve right behind the bag. Shift to perfection. 2 away. And then Tim Anderson really struggled this series. Struggles will continue. Fly out to right. 7 scoreless, 2-hit innings by Justin Verlander. Right when you needed him the most. 7th inning stretch time, and Jimmy Cordero is stretching on his own as he's coming into the bottom of the 7th. He'll start off against Josh Reddick, who checks his swing on a full count pitch. He did not go around, so he will take his leadoff base again. George Springer, also full count. He will also walk, so Cordero having some command issues despite the 100-mile-an-hour sinker. Garrett Stubbs, though, up next, 6-4, 3 double play. That'll help. Runner still is, though, on third. And it's going to bring up Diaz. 1-2 to Diaz. Gets a hold of a changeup. Short of the wall. Yes, it will be caught. So that'll end the 7th. Top 8 now. Nomar Mazara heads into the batter's box. 0 for 2 with 2 groundouts on the day. Verlander is also still on the mound. 0-1 to Mazara. He flies to shallow left, but Bregman's going to get way deep into the outfield and record that out. Jose Abreu's turn. He has one of the 2 hits today. He's going to have 2 of the 3 hits today. That one's a hard hit ball into right field for a 1-out single. And then Yasmani Grandal up next, 0-1. He also hits it into right field. That one will get down. So back-to-back singles for Chicago, trying to muster a little bit of offense here in the 8th. I do believe Verlander is getting tired as another base hit into right field. Reddick gets this one slowly, so Abreu will round third. He's coming home, and there is your first run of the day for the White Sox. No longer a shutout ball. Verlander, though, I do think he's getting tired. Here is pitch 99, and grounder to Diaz, 6-4. They won't get 3, but Verlander stays in the game. DJ LeMahieu up next, and he hits it through the hole on the left side of the infield. That'll bring in another runner, 9-2 Houston, but you can't take what Verlander's done away from him. Moncada up next, first pitch swinging. He grounds it to Bregman. That'll end the 8th. So Verlander goes 8 strong, 2 earned runs. Aaron Bummer will come in for the 8th for the White Sox. He's had a good series, but he's not really setting up anybody this time. Altuve up first, and he gets plunked again on the first pitch. So it's the second time Altuve's been plunked. He doesn't like that. And then Garcia up next, 1-0 cutter, pops it up behind home plate. Grandal will have that one with ease for out number 1. Bregman up next, 2-2 high fastball, gets turned on it, but pops it up in the infield for Abreu. That's the second out. And then I'll bring up Yordan Alvarez, first pitch swinging. He's going to hit it right at the shortstop, and Anderson flips it to second. So that'll do it for Verlander. Presley will come in the ninth just to end the ball game. He will start off against Eloy Jimenez, 3-1 to Jimenez, and he lines it right at the hot corner. Bregman with a nice snag. Quick first out. Tim Anderson up next, 0 for 3 on the day. Make it 0 for 4. Fly out to right. Josh Reddick has it. So the White Sox hopes rely all on Nomar Mazara. He does have 3 homers of the series, but he is 0 for 3 today. 1-0 pitch to Mazara, and he hits it into left field. It will get down. So Mazara will find first base. And that's going to bring up the next batter, Jose Abreu. 0-2 to Abreu. Foul tip in the glove, and the Astros are going to the ALCS. They win Game 5, 9-2. Game was never really in doubt since the beginning, but the Astros have punched their ticket to the American League Championship Series. They celebrate at home like they just won the World Series, but you know, it is a nice come from behind. The White Sox were up 2-1 in the series, but the Astros are advancing ALDS champions, one step on getting back to the World Series and erasing that tainted 2017 title. It won't be easy though. Alex Bregman does get player of the game. I would have gone with Verlander, but you know, Alex Bregman did have that 2-run home run early in the ball game, so can't really credit that pick. But the Astros celebrate, but they know the job is not done. The New York Yankees await in the ALCS. That'll be one heck of a series, but they can celebrate tonight. Astros win 9-2. Very solid performance on both the pitching and the hitting. And as you can see, congratulations to the New York Yankees in the American League Championship Series. Here's a look at the brackets, as it is 1-2 on both sides. The 1 Yankees versus the 2 Astros, and the 1 Dodgers versus the 2 Cubs. Let's talk about the Yankees now, since they know that they're our opponents. They went 103-59 on the season, which is a very good record. That was the best in the American League. This is a season after they went 109-53 a season ago, so they were even more dominant last year before they were swept by the Athletics in the ALCS. They were able to get their revenge on the Athletics, as obviously they beat them in the ALDS 3-1. So this is a pretty solid squad. We did face them 7 times in the season. They did come out on top 4-3 in those games. We won 3 of 4 in the Bronx in June, but the Yankees swept us in August in Houston. A couple of their key players, Aaron Judge, obviously a key player. He hit 273 this season, 34 home runs, his most since that dominant 2017 season. So obviously there's power there, and obviously there's power here. Giancarlo Stanton, the 2017 NL MVP. He was the Silver Slugger winner this year and the Gold Glove winner, so he won a couple of pieces of hardware. 43 homers, his most total since that MVP campaign. They are the Bronx Bombers for a reason. Gary Sanchez is also there, 267, 27 homers, 70 RBIs for him. He did only play in 121 games though, so still a little bit fighting that injury bug. And then also Gio Urshela, can't forget about him. He doesn't hit for as much power, but he hits for average. He hit 309 this season. That's his 3rd straight year of hitting over 300. He did tie his career high with 21 homers, and he only played in 94 games. So he is someone to look out for. On the pitching side, Aroldis Chapman had a career season. He was the reliever of the year. He had 64 saves. That is breaks the MLB single season saves record by K-Rod back in 2002 with 62. He is now 8th all time on the saves list. Getting him to the 9th inning, they do have Chad Green, a solid 8th inning setup man, who will also lock it down. So hopefully we don't have to go into the 8th and 9th inning down. Games 1 and 2 will be in the Bronx, and we'll see Garrett Cole and Luis Severino. We know Garrett Cole, the former Astro who left after 2019, and he's put together already 2 great seasons in New York. He was the Cy Young winner this season. He finished runner-up in 2019. He finally got that Cy Young award this season. 3.12 ERA, 302 strikeouts. Also had a 19-9 record to help him. So Garrett Cole, we will see him game 1. Look at this contract he signed. I don't blame him for leaving for New York for getting paid that kind of money. So far, he's been worth it. Game 2, we'll see Luis Severino, another dominant pitcher. He would be an ace on any other team, but since he's with New York, he sits behind Garrett Cole. He had a 2.90 ERA, 15-6 with 221 Ks and a 1.1 WHIP. So he also put up pretty solid numbers, almost Cy Young worthy. So that'll be games 1 and 2. We'll have Lance McCullers on the mound for game 2, and then we'll see Jose Urquidy for game 3. But we have made it to the ALCS, so our quest continues for that World Series ring. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Make sure you stay tuned for the American League Championship Series, and leave a like and subscribe down below, especially if you want more franchise content. This is Mr. Rob, and I'll see you in the next one.